Welcome to Washington. I'm Shannon Bream in tonight for Brett Baer. Breaking tonight, the summit between President Biden and Russian leader Vladimir Putin begins in just hours in Geneva. This will not be their first meeting, but this is the time that Joe Biden is now president, and he's already sending signals about taking a tough approach with the Russians on a number of issues. White House correspondent Peter Doocy starts us off tonight from Switzerland. Good evening, Peter.
Shannon, good evening. President Biden is already here in Geneva. President Putin arrives first thing in the morning. We're told as of right now the plan is not for the two leaders to share a meal at any point, but there is some time built in for breaks in this meeting that is expected to last 4 or 5 hours. With that, Biden leaves a friendly meeting where the EU and U.S. settled a long-standing trade dispute about planes involving Airbus and Boeing.
I think the future is very, very bright.
And heads to Switzerland for a sit-down with Vladimir Putin.
I think Putin has been testing this president, particularly with the cyber attacks that we've seen recently.
A senior administration official outlines 3 of the topics for the sit-down. Ransomware attacks, like those launched from inside Russia that recently squeezed American meat and gas supplies. Arms control, as the U.S. and Russia are the world's biggest nuclear powers. And Alexei Navalny, a Putin political rival in prison in Russia.
Navalny's death would be another indication that Russia has little or no intention of abiding by basic, fundamental human rights.
President Biden also seems to think Putin can be a partner reining in other bad actors.
Reining in nuclear threats from Iran and North Korea?
He mentions Iran, even though the Washington Post reports Moscow is outfitting Tehran with a sophisticated spy satellite.
I'm less concerned how Joe Biden stumbles and bumbles his way through describing Vladimir Putin than I am concerned about how Joe Biden behaves towards Vladimir Putin.
On Russian interference in American elections, candidate Biden claimed Trump wasn't tough enough on Putin.
He's Putin's puppy.
Once president, Biden took it a step further.
You know Vladimir Putin. You think he's a killer?
Mm-hmm. I do.
That comment had Putin calling for a live, televised chat with Biden, who is now trying flattery instead.
A worthy adversary.
And tomorrow begins a quest to have a better working relationship with Putin that began for Biden 10 years ago.
The very good news is the president and I agree 100% on the need to continue to establish closer and closer relationships.
Weeks ago, there was uncertainty about whether or not this meeting was going to happen at all, and a lot of will they or won't they. Once it was announced, the president said he was going to come here because there was something that he wanted Vladimir Putin to hear. And now that it's the eve of the meeting, White House officials are lowering expectations a bit, saying they don't expect there to be a big set of what they call deliverables in this, the first one-on-one sit-down between President Biden and the leader of a country that he once recently described not as a competitor, but as an opponent. Shannon?
All right, Peter Doocy live on the road with the president. The world will be watching. Thanks, Peter.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.